Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome to today's reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 4, verse 193. We shall be continuing a reading from Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangul Langhete Girim Yat Kripatam Hum Vande Shri Gurum Dhinitarinam Paramananta Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. रत्नगण मध्ये यायचे कौस्तुभमणि रस काव्य मध्ये तायचे ऐ shloka gani. As the Kaustubh is considered the most precious of valuable stones, this verse is similarly considered the best of poems dealing with the mellows of devotional service. Verse 194. For ऐ shloka kaya chena radha thakurani Tanra Kripaya Kripais Purī Mādhavendra Vani. Actually, this verse was spoken by Srimati Radharani herself, and by her mercy only was it manifest in the words of Mādhavendra Purī. Verse 195. Kiba Gaurachandra tha kare aswadan iha aswadite ar nahi Kotha Jana, or is it Chotha Jana? Only Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has tasted the poetry of this verse. No fourth man is capable of understanding it. Purport. This indicates that only Srimati Radharani, Mādhavendra Purī and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are capable of understanding the purport of this verse. Verse 196. Sheshakale e shloka patite patite siddhi prapti haila purira shlokera sahite. Mādhavendra Purī recited this verse again and again at the end of his material existence. Thus, uttering this verse, he attained the ultimate goal of life. Verse 197. Ei dina dayadra natha he mathura नाथ कदा वालोक्य से हृदयम त्वद आलोक आलोक कातरम दैता भ्रामयति किम करोमि अहम. Daita is, O most beloved. O my Lord, O most merciful Master, O Master of Mathura, when shall I see you again? Because of my not seeing you, my agitated heart has become unsteady. O most beloved one, what shall I do now? Purport. The uncontaminated devotees who strictly depend on the Vedanta philosophy are divided into 4 sampradayas or transcendental parties. Out of the 4 sampradayas, the Sri Madhvacharya sampradaya was accepted by Mādhavendra Purī. Thus he took sannyas according to parampara, this disciplic succession beginning from Madhvacharya down to the spiritual master of Mādhavendra Purī, the Acharya named Lakshmipati. There was no realization of devotional service in conjugal love. Sri Mādhavendra Purī introduced the conception of conjugal love for the first time in the Madhvacharya Sampradaya, and this conclusion of the Madhvacharya Sampradaya was revealed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he toured southern India and met the Tattvavadis who supposedly belonged to the Madhvacharya Sampradaya. When Sri Krishna left Vrindavan and accepted the kingdom of Mathura, Srimati Radharani, out of ecstatic feelings of separation, expressed how Krishna can be loved in separation. Thus, devotional service in separation is central to this verse. Worship in separation is considered by the Gaudiyas Madhva Sampradaya to be the topmost level of devotional service. According to this conception, the devotee thinks of himself as very poor and neglected by the Lord. Thus he addresses the Lord as Dina Dayadra Nath, as did Mādhavendra Purī. Such an ecstatic feeling is the highest form of devotional service. Because Krishna had gone to Mathura, Srimati Radharani was very much affected, and she expressed herself thus: My dear Lord, because of your separation, my mind has become overly agitated. Now tell me, what can I do? I am very poor and you are very merciful. So kindly have compassion upon me and let me know when I shall see you. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always expressing the ecstatic emotions of Srimati Radharani that she exhibited when she saw Uddhav and at Vrindavan. Similar feelings experienced by Mādhavendra Purī are expressed in this verse. Therefore, Vaishnavas in the Gaudiya Madhva Sampradaya say that the ecstatic feelings experienced by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu during his appearance came from Sri Mādhavendra Purī through Ishwar Puri. All the devotees in the line of Gaudiya Madhva Sampradaya accept these principles of devotional service. Verse 198. Shloka padite prabhu haila murchite premete vivash hena padila bhumite. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited this verse, he immediately fell to the ground unconscious. He was overwhelmed and had no control over himself. Verse 199. Aste vyaste kole kari nila nityananda Krandan kariya tabe uthe Gaura Chandra. When Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fell to the ground in ecstatic love, Lord Nityananda quickly took him on his lap, crying. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then got up again. Verse number 200. Premon mad haila uti iti uti dhaya hunkara kare hase kande nache gaye. Exhibiting ecstatic emotions, the Lord began to run here and there, making resounding noises. Sometimes he laughed and sometimes he cried and sometimes he danced and sang. Kande is cries in Bengali. Verse 201. Aye dina bale bar bar kante na nihasre vani netre ashru dhar. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could not recite the whole verse. He simply said, Aye dina repeatedly. Thus he could not speak and profuse tears were in his eyes. Verse 202. Kampasveda pulakashru stambha vavarnya nirveda vishad jadya garva harsha dainya. Trembling, perspiration, jubilant tears, shock, fading of the bodily luster, disappointment, moroseness, loss of memory, pride, joy and humility were all visible in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body. Purport in the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Jadya is explained as loss of memory brought about by the severe shock due to separation from the beloved. In that state of mind, one loses all concerns for loss and gain, hearing and seeing, as well as all other considerations. This marks the preliminary appearance of illusion. Verse 203. Shloke Ughadila premera kapat Gopinath sevak dekhe prabhura prem nath. This verse uncovered the door of ecstatic love, and when it was exhibited, all the servants of Gopinath saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dance in ecstasy. Verse 204. Lokera sanghata dekhi prabhura bahya haila Thakurera bhoga sari arati bajila. When many devotee people crowded around Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he regained his external senses. In the meantime, the offering to the deity had been finished and there was a resounding arati performance. Verse 205. Thakure Shayana Karana Pujari Haila Bahira Prabhura Age Ani Dila Prasad Barak Shira. When the deities were laid down to rest, the priest came out of the temple and offered all 12 pots of sweet rice to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Verse 206. Kshira Dekhi Mahaprabhura Ananda Badila Bhakta Gane Khawiyate Pancha Kshira Paila. Kshira Laila. When all the pots of sweet rice remnants left by Gopinath were placed before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he became very pleased. In order to feed the devotees, he accepted 5 of them. Verse 207. सात क्षीर पुजारी के बाहुड़िया दिला, पंच क्षीर पंच जने vantiya khaila. The 7 remaining pots were pushed forward and delivered to the priest. When the 5 pots of rice, sweet rice the Lord accepted, were distributed among the 5 devotees, and they ate prasadam. Verse number 208. Gopinath rupe yadi kariyai chena bhojana, bhakti dekhaite kailas prasada bhakshana. Being identical with the Gopinath's deity, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had already tasted and eaten the pots of sweet rice. Yet, just to manifest devotional service, he again ate the pots of sweet rice as a devotee. Verse 209. Nama Sankirtane se ratri gunaila, Mangala Arati dekhi prabhate chalila. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally tested with his own mouth transcendental qualities of Gopalji, Gopinath, and Sri Mādhavendra Purī. Verse 211. Eita akhyane kaila donhar mahima prabhura bhakta vatsalya ar bhakta prema sima. Thus I have described both the transcendental glories of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's affection for his devotees and the highest limit of ecstatic love of God. Verse 212. Shraddha yukta haina tha sunshune ejana Shri Krishna charane se paya prema dhana. One who hears this narration with faith and devotion attains the treasure of love of Godhead at the lotus feet of Shri Krishna. Verse 213. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Pade Yar Ash Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishnadas. Praying to the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita following in their footsteps. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, 4th chapter, describing Sri Mādhavendra Puri's devotional service. So we will continue the reading from chapter 5 of the Madhya Lila next time, which will be the activities of Sakshi Gopal. Thank you for joining. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.